All right, we are back with another week of Urban Academia. I'm your host, Jay Zilla. To my left is Too Low Rich. What's up, Mr. Rich?
What's the word, Jay Zilla?
Whole bunch of nothing, man. I hope everybody can hear me okay. Look, let me tell you about the perks of having a wife who just really, really gets you, right? I'm telling you, look, if you people are out there looking for love out there, let me tell you something. Let Uncle Jerry tell you something, all right? Let me get close to the camera real quick. Hold on. Let me see.
Uh-oh.
It's not
Something crazy. Something crazy.
Here's what you do, okay? If you start complaining about things you don't have and then they mysteriously pop up, you're on the right track. Okay, that's it. That's it. That is
Okay.
how you doing.
Okay.
How you doing,
Okay. I'm good, man. I'm ready to do another one. What we
man? Let
what,
me
what,
tell
what
you.
we on? What we on?
Well, we're not gonna start right away because first I have
No?
to issue an apology.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So last week, I'm just gonna tell you, my audience. Okay, I was all the way too high, and I was afraid of what I may say. My family was like
Why you tell him?
ripping the mic for me because we're honest on Urban Academia here to a point.
Okay. All right.
So yeah. So I thought I had things under control and I
Zilla be
didn't.
wanting to tell y'all the truth. I don't be knowing yet. I don't trust everybody.
I hear you, Rich. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. But yeah, I'm sorry to break all my fans' hearts who thought I was just not that guy. We all have issues.
Big
What's up,
Dean.
man?
What's
Dean,
poppin'?
that gum pay the man. Look, no fines here, man. Feel free to that gum get in there. So yeah, what are we talking about? We are talking about that gum Deshaun Watson.
Mr.
Oh,
Watson.
okay. So here at Urban Academia, Mr. Rich and myself, we exactly. I don't know if that was for why I missed last week or if he's crying, laughing at just this
You
very
never
touchy
know with that
subject.
dude, man.
I
That dude
know.
liable to be. You never know, man.
Absolutely. Hey, please share us out of there, man. Oh. So yeah, man. So I'm trying to figure out how to really talk about this. So I put the disclaimer in our description. I said we are not here to defend Deshaun Watson. What he's accused of doing is reprehensible, but we do have to slap a ginormous allegedly on that. All right, so I guess I can give you kind of the rundown. Deshaun Watson is an NFL quarterback. He signed a huge contract. He's things are going well for him NFL wise, and then for some reason he wants out of Houston. He has this dispute with the owner. Um, and I still don't know if we know exactly why he wanted out, but he wanted out. Has a dispute with the Houston Texans owner, and then all of a sudden, some women start coming forward about some man, I don't even know what to call it. Right, some
Allegations,
sexual
right?
allegations. There you go. Thank you. See, that's what I'm
There you
talking about.
go. Yeah, man.
Here at Urban Academia, we got to help each other out. We're all trying to learn together, right? So these allegations come out, and this first, of course, how we do women. The first couple, they probably, he makes a lot of money. He's a good-looking young black dude, probably lying. And then the number climbs north of 20, and now we all kind of got to go. Kind of the old Dave Chappelle joke, right? When you
That's a
talk
lot.
about Bill Cosby, it's like, man, he ain't raped them women.
Right.
And then it
That's a
was
lot.
like 20 to 30, and it's like, man, maybe he raped some of those women, but he ain't raped all. You know what I mean? So Dave Chappelle tries to make that comparison. We are not here to do that. Okay. So these allegations come out. We roll on into, um, court. The Houston Texans, they don't suspend him. He's not reprimanded because, he hasn't had his day in court. A couple of grand juries decide there's not enough evidence to move forward criminally. Okay. So once that happens, boom, the sweepstake. And I'm pretty sure most NFL teams went after this guy because he's a highly sought after talent. Okay. So there's still a civil suit that's gonna probably get started here pretty quickly. But I guess that's enough for people to
So we're still
notably,
waiting on the civil suit.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think pretty recently, one of the few of the women have been called into been subpoenaed for the grand jury themselves. But that's enough
Good.
for the Cleveland Browns to make him the second highest paid player in NFL history with 300 plus $1 million contract with two 200 million plus. $200
I mean, I
million
can't find the sound
plus.
effects, so fuck it. Get that nigga a hand clap. Fuck it.
Right,
Get that nigga a hand
$200
clap.
million
Congratulations.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where we are, right?
Oh man.
Right, and
He
we
said
already
Bill
get.
did that shit. Hey man.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Ain't nobody here to defend that dude. He is
Hey
a
man.
convicted. Yeah, he's
Hey
convicted. Yeah,
man.
we're not here to argue that at all, and we're not here to say innocent, guilty, or whatever. We're
Hey
just here
man.
to
Bill
state
is
the
Bill.
facts here
Do
at
you?
Urban Academia. But as I tell my guy Rich this, right? He looks at me. He's like, "Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Something don't make sense." Rich, you want to take it over from here? Kind of explain to the people your first thoughts.
I mean, I got a lot of thoughts about it. You know what I mean? With all due respect, somebody full of shit. And that's just my take on it. I feel like y'all had a disagreement. This man chose. He said he wanted to leave. When he said he wanted to leave, you put him on the bench. Then the argument went further. You couldn't figure out what to do, and you set him up. That's what I see. I see a setup. I see games being played. You know what I mean? I don't I don't believe any young. This man's a millionaire already. He just got this contract. Now he just got this the biggest contract popping, but that don't mean he was broke before then. So it ain't like he just out
Right.
here, begging for pussy. This nigga's he's rich. He's young. You know what I mean? He's a fucking NFL player. You really think it's 20 something women he just got to the league? You really think that's what he doing? You know what I mean? Come on, man. Come on,
So I
man.
think okay, Urban Academia, we try to be very careful. Okay, so remember our way of doing things is two sides of a coin, right? Every situation has two sides of the coin. So a lot of people may lean like that. Okay, but the other side of that coin is if your daughter and came to you and said, "Daddy, I went to
Why you
get
had
this
to
man
make
a
it personal?
massage." Oh
Why you had
yeah,
to make
oh
it
yeah.
personal?
Let's hit people in the face with it.
Oh,
Your
man, shit.
daughter comes home to you and says, "Daddy, this man, I went to give him a professional massage as I'm licensed to do, right? And he's adjusting himself in a way where I'm touching his private parts and he's flipping over, and all of a sudden he's very, very excited, and I don't know what to do, man. I like he asked me to do some stuff,
He
I
lost me a long
refuse,
time ago
whatever.
because she's not even gonna be there. She's not even gonna be there. She'll
Oh,
never
okay,
be.
I want to hear about this. How are you sure that she's not going to be there?
I don't know, but I'm gonna claim that shit. I'm gonna claim that.
Okay, so you put it in the
Yeah.
universe, like no,
I'm gonna
no,
put
no.
that in the universe. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. But yeah, so 20, like more than 22, right? These are the ones that came forward. 22 women came forward. There were some others out there. It was like, man, Frappe wasn't that serious for me to come out here and put my name on this because these women deal with all kinds of stuff, man. You
But
know,
but but 22 came forward, right? At the same time,
it was
consequently,
staggered. I
he
mean,
was in a fucking
relatively same
argument.
time, right?
I'm just pointing out the facts. Consequently, he was in an argument with his team. Hey man,
The timing does
shit look
seem
funny to
very
me.
interesting. Yeah,
Shit
yeah,
look
but
funny to me.
it does, and you know what? I can't deny that, right?
Hey, I think you're right, Dean. I
So
think you're
Dean
right,
talks
Dean.
about being grab a woman on camera and took her into the bathroom, but nobody talks about. So they did talk
Wow.
about it. He,
But what did he grab her by the pussy? Oh,
I don't think he pulled a Trump quite right,
but he
right,
can do that, right?
right,
That's
man.
cool. That's
No, no,
cool
no.
for
So
the
he,
number
but
one
let's get
person.
the facts out
Okay,
there.
all
He
right.
was actually no, he was actually overpunished. So they said overpunished. He was punished for a lot more games, and then he got it withered down because there is a union. The NFL has a union, so you can't just be like, oh, they talk about him, but then you know what I mean. Like he went through all that, right? There was nothing that was found criminally or
It's
civilly, I think,
ridiculous.
for that matter, and it was
It's
one person involved, right? Now, just like you talk about somebody who steals from you, right? Someone you catch somebody stealing, you fire them, not because you believe like zero tolerance or whatever, but this is probably not the first time they actually stole. This was probably the first time they got caught, right? And then so they took that same sort of approach that he's probably done this multiple times, but nobody came out against him. But we're not talking about him. And again, we're not defending Deshaun Watson or these ladies, right? The biggest thing that you said was how can somebody be found? How can they find like a couple of grand juries decide that hey, there's not enough information to move forward as far as a criminal charge, but then somebody can take that same situation and sue you for your money directly for damages, right?
That's garbage.
Okay,
That's
so look, so we'll share this. Okay, look, I hope my wife
complete
ain't
fucking
watching.
garbage.
She hates when I do this. But yeah, so I found I was looking for some things to try to help better our understanding of the difference between civil cases and criminal cases. Here we go.
This is
It
garbage.
makes sense for a defendant in a contract dispute to have the same kind of trial as, say, Jason. That's why the courts in this country split cases into two categories: civil and criminal. A civil case is when one person, the plaintiff, brings legal action against another person who has allegedly wronged them, the defendant, with the intent of collecting damages. Damages equals money. A criminal case is where a government prosecutes someone to prove them guilty of committing a crime, like a car thief. The victim of this crime is often a witness in the government's case against the accused, as well as any eyewitnesses. In a civil case, the court can judge that a defendant owes the plaintiff money or other property or must perform a service that was promised. Mostly, though, it's money, reimbursement, compensation, or punitive damages. However, a judge in a civil case cannot send a defendant to jail, barring a few exceptions, usually regarding the intentional violation of court orders. In a criminal case, either the prosecutor or a grand jury initiates the proceedings. Punishment for guilty defendants can range from fines, community service, or educational classes, to much more serious consequences, such as jail time. And anyone, including the defendant, can be called as a witness in a civil case. Whereas in a criminal case, they cannot be forced to. Also, criminal cases generally have a higher burden of proof than civil cases. This is mainly because a person's freedom is at stake. Prosecutors have to work that much harder to show guilt. They must prove that the defendant is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. A plaintiff in a civil case, however, only needs to prove that they should win by a preponderance of the evidence. Preponderance just means the greater amount or weight of the evidence, when taking into account the believability of that evidence. For more details on the differences between types of cases, or anything having to do with court in any way,
All right,
Legal
man.
U is your go-to resource.
That was enough of that bullshit. You believe that shit they talking too. You think they talking some shit that makes some sense. They ain't said nothing that make no damn sense.
How you
That ain't
figure?
nothing.
Break it down for us. Break it down for us. Why is it wrong?
What the fuck you mean? Why is it wrong? I ain't studying nothing they talking about. If you go to court, the nigga went to court, right? Went to
Right.
court to see if he committed a crime, right?
Mm-hmm.
A crime is when you do some shit wrong, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. They said, nigga, you didn't do nothing wrong. You got 20 something people saying you did this, saying you did that. Oh, you might have done it. You rich black man, you may have done this to all of these different women. That's what they're saying. I don't really know that young rich black man that just got to the league. I don't know he had time to do all that. Maybe so. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what you're doing is very interesting because in most cases like this, okay, first of all, let's talk about this sexual abuse, right? Most of this happens with people that you know. And it's not necessarily, there are some that are just literally,
20 something women.
hold on now, hang on. There's something that happens. I'm just talking about the mind of the abuser, right? So these are scientific facts. Literally, there are some people who just get aroused by that. There are some people who it's a power move. So you may have it man on man, right? Or someone who works upper crest of a company and one of his male employees or female employees. It's just usually a power play. And women do it too. It's not talked about as much as men because when women are the ones who are the predators, right? It's almost like, well, high five, man. Yeah, I know she was on you, won't she?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But you gotta understand, like, it could be a power play. And come on, man, don't talk to me about he ain't got time. Like, you understand the NFL job, like you go to practice, You go to
He ain't got
your
no
endorsements.
what you gotta have in court. You gotta have intent, right? That nigga ain't got no intent to be out here fucking with
That
bitches that don't want
we
to fuck with him.
know of. That we
He
know of.
rich.
First of all, let's talk
If
about
you
how he
won't,
did
the
this.
next one will. He rich. He
Let's
ain't
talk
worried
about
about
that.
that.
Let's talk about that. So
They
that's the
promoting city
difference.
girls out here, and you think he can't get one?
Oh, here you go with
Come
this
on,
city
man.
girl stuff. No.
They
Think
out
about
here.
this. Think about this. Yeah, but they've always been out here. We're not talking about them, right? We're not talking about anybody trying to get them. We're saying these people so far that we know of, because we don't know one way or the other, right? You got to look at this like getting some, going fishing in a supermarket versus going fishing at the lake, right? Some people literally enjoy not the easy reel, they enjoy fly fishing, right? Why would you do that when you could just go, drop by Walmart somewhere and get you something to eat? Some people enjoy the chase, enjoy the hunt, and some people take it too far. That's not what we're here to talk about, though.
So
We're talking about the court
you think
system
this nigga
in
just
general.
walking through grabbing shit off the fucking shelves? That's what you think. I don't think that's what
No.
he doing.
That's what I'm saying. It's the hunt. So he is a guy that literally has all of the resources in the world, right, to get to work on his body. He's got a team of people that specifically work on his body.
Because we got off track. We was talking about the damn civil shit. So before and don't forget your point, right? Don't forget your point, right?
I'm writing it down now.
But this nigga, they said, you didn't do nothing in criminal court. Then you got these people say, okay.
Nope, let me stop you there. Let me fix that.
Okay, come on. Yeah.
They're saying we can't find enough evidence to prove
not
that
guilty is what they said.
No. They didn't say not guilty. They were very specific to say not guilty. I know. It's a lingo, right? It's semantics. Man. But what they're saying is we're not going to say you're guilty or innocent. We're just saying there's not enough evidence. Now, I hate to do this, but you have been in situations, Rich, where you came to somebody and you knew that they were lying, but you didn't have the evidence to prove it, so you let it slide, but you're watching carefully.
Yes or no? For sure.
So that's kind of what this is, and that's what civil court allows you to do. Take the case of O.J. Simpson, right? He was actually found, not found not guilty, but acquitted. Why they make this? He said this took a wild turn. I know, man. I got to work on that. But so why?
You must have quit.
Right. Gloved and fit, must have quit. Fine. And then the family was like, well, frap you. We'll see you in civil court. Because here's the number breakdown. So in criminal court, because you're dealing with somebody's life, you have to prove way above a 90%, certainty that this person.
But if it's my pocket, fuck it. I just got to get a little bit.
It's only 50%.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah,
what is that?
But you need to understand this stuff exists. So O.J. Simpson, they could not get to that. I mean, I feel like there was at 89.9999999%, right?
That nigga said O.J. did this shit.
We don't know. He was acquitted. That gummy. I'm going by the letter of the law. Because let me tell you something. If I get caught up into something,
that nigga said,
I hope
if I did it, this is how I would have did it.
Listen, if y'all hear Jay Zilla or Rich, did something, I need you guys to give us the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe he did it. So
I ain't do that. Call the lawyer and I, because it wasn't me. Whatever happened, I guarantee it.
Whatever, right? I was right here with y'all. All of our viewers. Hello to Twitch. Sure. Hello to YouTube. Hello to Facebook. Hey, man, we making sure.
I fuck crime. I don't. Not me.
Now you sound like Scruff McGruff.
No,
take a bite out of crime. Hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
No, so idea behind OJ, right? Acquitted. Then the families of the victims take him to court because there was a lot of evidence that says he did it. There have been a couple of documentaries on this and a TV show with our boy Cuba Gooding Jr., right? So,
like, nigga, shut up. Why are you? He shouldn't be. Whatever. Okay.
So here's what happens with OJ. He understands that, like, his lawyers, great lawyer team, tell him that civilly, you don't have a prayer. They're gonna get every dime you've ever earned in your life, and whatever. And on top of that, whatever you stand to earn later. So OJ's team suggests that he moves to Florida. Why move to Florida? Thank you for asking, Chulo Rich. Because they have a law down there that your property is protected against civil suits. So he buys the biggest mansion he can in Florida and puts all his money, ties all his money up in that. So they can't touch it.
LLC and all. Get it.
He comes out with this book, or not, I don't think technically him, but he gives the story to somebody, right? he gives the story to somebody and allows them to,
OJ
take
need
that
a nap.
story and write a book. If I had have done it, right? We remember this story.
He need a lot of naps and publicists.
Right. And then they figure out, like, okay, we can't get him that way, but we're going to watch him closely. So OJ Simpson has some of his items stolen. They go, I guess, to the black market. Somebody legally buys it. I don't know how. I'm not going to get into that. I didn't find any information on it. Okay. Legally legally sells buys his memorabilia, right?
His not memorable, his stolen shit. Somebody
His
stole
stolen
that
stuff. Somebody
man's
stole
shit.
his stuff and he bought it. Right. And so he sees it at this bar, decides that, hey, I need that stuff. The owner, I guess fights with him. He comes, I think he has a weapon, and then he decides to take his stuff by force. Now, because of what it's worth, because of the thing that he made worth anything, and he took it back, right? He gets thrown in jail for like felony aggravated like robbery or something like that.
That made me think of when
Still turning
Chappelle
left
said,
on this topic with
when Chappelle said the baby shot a nigga, and then he said something about the community, and now all of a sudden that's what it made me think about when you. That's
oh yeah.
That's fucked up.
So okay. So we have turned left, Mr. Tanner. Thank you for pointing that out. So let's get back on topic. Deshaun Watson. I want to really look at this court stuff, right? Because I don't know, like you have to really do some research into why it takes 90+% certainty to charge somebody criminally, but civilly you only need about half.
Okay. Yeah. To those in the chat, before we go there, okay. If they say you're not guilty in one court, I'm gonna call it big court because that's the court that's talking about your life, right? So I'm call it big court. If they say you're not guilty in big court, okay, not guilty because Gales was finna say some shit. Not guilty, but not enough evidence to prove that you did it. So if you go to big court and they say we don't know, but we can't say you did. So then you go home, and then somebody decide, okay, we didn't get him in big court. Let's go to pocket court. And then pocket court say, yeah, we don't know if you did that shit either, nigga, but we're gonna need 20,000 out you. What is that? What is that? They just said I didn't do nothing over there. This paper I got that say I didn't do nothing, or you don't know. This don't mean shit over it. Like what? I don't get that, man. You can't make that make sense to me.
It don't have to make sense. And I think that's what people are missing. Now, I want to take this to another turn, Mr. Tanner.
Shit, I do got to make sense, but that ain't got to. That's okay.
Here's what I'm saying. Right. It does not have to make sense, Rich. And what I'm saying is, like, that is just the law. And if you want to change it, black folks, shit? whoever, right? Oh, now that's the question right there. Mm-hmm. Who wrote it, or rather, who allowed it to be written?
Goofy nigga somewhere wrote that shit.
Yeah. Someone who realized that, like, man, if I can't get somebody criminally, I at least want to be compensated financially, right? This man stole my cows. It's like, well, you don't have enough evidence to put him in jail. Okay, fine. He stole my cows.
So I'm gonna tell on you. Either you going to jail or you gonna pay me, nigga. That's the American way. Yeah.
So what we try to do at Urban Academia is point these things out, right? Not only the timeline in the NFL, because let me tell you something. They got Colin Kaepernick all the way out there for kneeling, right? But this guy has 22 accusations against him. 22. And he gets made the second richest person with the highest amount of money guaranteed in NFL history with 200+ million. So he breaks his pinky toe and decides, oh, I can't go no more. Guess what? He at least gets $200+ million. So talk to me. What I want you to use, you say common sense ain't coming. So break this down for my brain. Why do you think the NFL did that?
Oh shit, they call that hush money. Yeah. Where we from, they call that hush money. That's nigga don't say nothing. You know what I mean? We wronged you. We did a little something we shouldn't have done. We said a little something maybe we shouldn't have said. Maybe we went somewhere we shouldn't have went. But forget about all that. We friends, right? You see the check. We love you. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. That's what I think they were saying.
So that's what I think as well. I think he knows something that the NFL did, especially with the Brian Flores contract, right? This idea that he's alleging that these owners are up to no good, right? We got this rule that says you have to you have to seriously consider black people for high position jobs. That's in the front office, that's on coaching staff, right? Even in the union. You have to give them a fair chance. Brian Flores is a black coach.
Somebody lied.
Right. Brian Flores is a black coach. Look at him. Brian Flores is a black coach who literally got a text message from another head coach, Bill Belichick, saying, hey, congrats on the job. Now, what Bill Belichick didn't realize is that he mixed up his Brians. So he knew that this other white coach named Brian was going to get the New York Giants job before the black coach named Brian even had an interview. And he's texting him back, Coach, talk to me now. Like, I haven't even had an interview. How do you know that they will hire me?
Jack.
And then later on he goes like, oh man, did you mean to coach me or text me or him? And to Bill Belichick's, like, to his I guess defense, right? In his defense, he actually answered honestly, right? So something happened to where I have this dispute with
deny.
Right. Look, man, I'm so excited about this thing, man. I didn't even put no daggum background music to help calm me down because I get to talking 50,000 miles, right? It's tough. So Brian Tanner, this is my guy in here, man. Shout out to No Cap Podcast, new podcast coming soon. So he's saying they got a couple of paragraphs in here, man. Brian Tanner got something to say. Hold on now. Said they said they're still investigating this issue, but with the information they have at the moment, they are confident that all will be settled and he will be proven 100% innocent. That's why they gave him that contract. And then he said, "Bro, that's cap." And the next one.
So you think he did that shit on purpose? He said that's cap. That's I'm asking Mr. Tanner that you think he did that shit on purpose because he said that's cap.
See, Dean said the same thing on our other show, man. Let's Talk with Girls and Dean Monday nights.
Motherfuckers crazy, man. People do shit. People spiteful, man. You never know. We might have just been trying to be funny. You never know.
Right.
He might not have thought he was gonna say nothing.
I don't know, but here's what I'm saying. Like, Bill Belichick has nothing to gain for that. I don't think he knew the schedule of the interviews either. And I'm telling you, if you look at the text messages, because they plastered that all over ESPN once upon a time. You can kind of tell, like, he literally had that human moment of, oh my God, I've texted the wrong person. What have I done? Right? But we talk about Brian Flores to talk about the bigger issue. If all that stuff is going on, Brian Flores refused to meet with, I guess, the Dolphins owner and Tom Brady, right? Because it's against league rules. And because of that, he was deemed difficult to work with and fired, bro. Fired. But Deshaun Watson, 22 accusations. The NFL is saying, hey, man, we're going to make you super rich and put you on a pretty good team. Like, Cleveland Browns do not sleep on them.
They know they did some funky shit.
Yeah. So that's where we're at, man.
They know they did some foul shit. You do some foul shit, and it must have been pretty goddamn foul if you're going to pay that much for it.
They pay so much.
Pay that much for nothing. That's a lot of money, man.
Yeah, it sounds like an
$200
NFL.
up front.
Right.
Shit.
Now, I want to go back to the ladies, right? Because, people are saying, like, oh, the NFL don't care about women and XYZ, da-da-da-da. Like, well, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. Like, what did you think this is? They underpay these guys to smash into each other for our entertainment. What about this that you think was, Harvard stand-up quality, right? This is so confusing to me. This idea, like, I cannot believe the NFL. Like, well, yeah. And how are they able to do this and then not go under? Well, because not enough people care. Because people are so beat down, they don't think they can make a choice, so they can't make a difference. So why not just enjoy the game? Look, that's politics. I'm staying out of it. Innocent till proven guilty. Whatever, right? Let the courts handle it. Right? All these things that we tell ourselves so we can watch some very good football. Because believe me, it is some very good football. So I don't know. Where are we at with this? What do you say to those ladies who are saying this is a slap in the face of all women?
Okay.
He's like, you know what?
I love you.
He says Bill knew.
I love you all. I don't know where these accusations came from, who they came from. I don't know. But not enough evidence, right?
Right.
That's what they said. So that's what I feel about it. I feel like there's not enough fucking evidence for me to be making accusations about this young black rich man. You know what I mean? I feel like I should be congratulating this nigga on this $300 million contract, $200 million up front. Yeah, that's what I feel. I don't feel like now's the time to be, talking shit about what you say you don't know he did. Yeah, that's
man.
I would be mad at him for what? I don't. He doing what he's supposed to do. He got accused of something. He went to court. In court, they said, well, we can't say you did that. And he left. Then he got paid. The fuck am I mad at him for? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's it right there, Mr. Bills. They play chess. We play checkers. So what we do at Urban Academia is we like to blow things up. Boom. And then we shrink them down layer by layer till we get somewhere we can sort of agree on. Right, Mr. Rich? So on the micro, we feel like there's something fishy. And I love how you started this stuff off with somebody is definitely up to some shenanigans. At least one person could be 22.
Bullshit.
It could be the NFL. Somebody is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I want people to understand, like, the NFL basically has their own investigative team that rivals the FBI. Because the FBI and AT whatever, right? The gun people. Who are they? AT?
Yeah, them niggas just told us they killed Martin Luther King. The fuck we talking about? We just found that shit out.
But think about
they rival the FBI. We goddamn right.
But think about the FBI.
Somebody can lie.
Right. The FBI is understaffed, right? I almost said ATL. Oh my goodness. I can't. Somebody get in the comments and tell me exactly what that is, right? The people who go after people specifically for like guns and stuff. ATF? Is it ATF? Yeah. See, I watch Sons of Anarchy, that gummy. Yeah. Good. What's up, Miss Phil, y'all? Hey, Zilla.
Hey.
Oh boy, we need a lady's opinion. We need these ladies to step up and talk. Because here's one of the biggest issues too. Thank you, Mr. Tanner. ATF. Lennox Phil, y'all. There you go, Jordan Bills. There you go. Everybody knew except for me. This is what we do at Urban Academia, man. We learn.
We got a lot of criminals in the audience. No.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So this idea that
thank you, Hugs, for you.
The government, ATF, these government agencies are understaffed, but the NFL's investigative team, all the resources, that means all the money, all the time, all the staff that they could ever ask for. When you talk about money talks, how does it go? Money talks.
Who that has all of the resources and money and this and that, when they get all of the answers, just gives them to everybody else. Who does that? Where they do that at?
No, I'm sorry. I was in the comments. Repeat the question.
I said, who that has all the money and the resources and the answers to all these questions just shares them with every damn body? Now they keep that shit to themselves.
No. This is what we got to stop doing this. Look, I'm going to stay in my own experience and talk to black people specifically and the people around me, right? So that means black, brown, and poor whites.
We know some niggas lying.
Hang on. So black, brown, and poor whites. I'm talking to all of y'all. So and when I say poor, I'm saying if you make $4 million or less in this country, you are poor.
That's some shit.
You are poor. These are just numbers. So we're not as separated as you may think. In your nice gated neighborhood and your nice car or whatever that you can afford with $4 million.
I tell you what though, you knock on his motherfucking door and tell him that. Try that shit. I see how that's gonna go. You knock on his fucking $3.5 million door and tell him.
You can't be mad at facts, man. If you make $4 million or less in this country, you're poor.
Escort your ass off his property.
I'm talking specifically to my fellow poor people. That's black, brown, white, whatever. Again, $4 million or less in the United States of America, you are poor. Okay, you're a part of that very, very large group that ain't got no money.
That's just
sorry. As the world adds around 14 to 20 billionaires a year, put that on your plate, dadgummit. So the idea that we poor people, I'm gonna keep using it. I know it's a mindset and it's probably bad. You got to manifest all this kind of stuff. Right now, here on Urban Academia, we're talking facts only. So we poor people need to understand the game. Rich asked a very specific question. Who decided that if you frap up the case criminally, that you can come after my wallet civilly? Right? And on top of that, you're saying, hey man, he's gonna release the dogs. Hey man, on top of all that, who writes it? Man, the frapping voters write it. You understand? These voting blocks. And who votes? Well, I mean, it kind of goes with the companies that pay the politicians. And until we start to learn to create some of these voting blocks and squeeze them financially, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. Again, nothing is going to change. The other thing you asked is so we're talking about who wrote it? Well, they wrote it. They wrote it without us, as they've been doing since the dadgum founding of this country. Like, people like to talk about the dadgum Tea Party, but here's what really happened. Europe stopped slavery. They were about to stop slavery, and they demanded that the U.S. did the same. Right. They demanded that the U.S. government do the same. U.S. government said, or I'm sorry, at the time, the British colony said, no, we ain't stopping this slave stuff. We're about to pass y'all. Frap it, let's go. Let's fight. Let's fight it out. We literally looked to a whole country and said, let's fight it out. And then again, when the North was like, hey man, you gotta get rid of slavery. No. We got to fight this out in one of the bloodiest wars in that human history. Right? So I'm saying we got to stop with this. They don't want us to know. The information's not out there. Rich, you and I talked about this video where this lady is absolutely wrong about the information she's presenting. And she said, they don't want to tell y'all, look, I got some answers. And so I'm just figuring out, like, okay, who is this lady? I'm trying to figure out, how does she have the answers and none of us do? And then she references several websites. A couple of them fake, but, bless her heart, she tried. But I don't understand this mindset of they're trying to hide the information from us. But I got the information, and here's where I got it from.
I saw it on
TikTok. The internet.
I saw it on TikTok. I know I got it. It's got to be right.
Right.
Shit's got to be right.
On TikTok. She got the fire background. She got the Giants bones that they're trying to hide. Like, the frap out of here. And Rich, you hit the nail on the head with that. It's like, they ain't trying to hide. They're trying to see how they can maximize the money that they make. Right?
Yeah. When you think about it from that aspect, it make perfect sense. You know what I mean? What Chappelle say? Yeah, I'll say anything. I drink Coke and Pepsi. Yeah, I love them both. Hey, it's for the money. You know what I mean? You do whatever for that money. It makes sense.
I like that segment. Look, I like that segue. We're gonna watch this clip from another controversial character, right? And then we can talk a little bit more about what you just said. Yeah.
The whole crowd band together and started chanting, "We want our money back. We want our money back." I said, oh shit. I snapped out of it. Good people of Detroit, hear me. Hear me now. You will never get your fucking money back. Fuck that. I said, I'm like Evil Knievel. I get paid for the attempt.
Hell no.
This man is like Evil Knievel, he says.
Hey man.
So no, I don't.
Give me the money up front.
Rich,
Give me the loot.
We're talking about the ladies, man. I think this is the perfect time to just throw this little link up here. There it is in 3, 2, 1. Twitch, if you got some comments. Facebook, if you have some comments.
Click the link. Click the blue link in the comments.
Some comments.
You want to talk? Click the blue link in the comments. Let's talk.
That is it. So I need to hear from y'all, man, especially the ladies. I really hope the ladies engage in this one for sure, because I want to hear from the ladies who are saying that, this is a slap in the face. And how can the NFL do this? Like, the NFL is a corporation. They're out to make money. They have whole, what do they call these things? Focus groups.
People
right?
saying, number one, I don't think no ladies even know about this other than the ladies making the accusations. I don't think the average woman gives two fucks about this nigga's contract right now, other than maybe that they found out he got this contract and maybe interested in wondering who this nigga is now, you know. But outside of that, I don't think it's on people's minds like that. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I just don't think people are thinking about that like that outside of the people that were accusing him.
See, and so the NFL's got this push of, kids, we want you to say, we want you to feel comfortable about coming here, right? Well, I want to, but my dad won't let me. Fathers, we want y'all to come on and talk your stuff, Well, I would, but, my frapping wife, whatever. Okay, ladies, we're going to get you a couple of pink jerseys, celebrate breast cancer. We're going to throw millions of dollars at all the things you care about. Just please let your husbands, let your child join the team so we can keep farming this talent. We can keep getting these young bodies smashing into each other for our entertainment as they make billions a year. The owners make billions a year, right? And pay the players millions. So again, like, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people out there are going to feel like, Frappe, I don't care about them. He's rich. Let him go to jail. He'll be fine. Kick him out the league, right? Or I don't care about the women. Frappe them. They was probably out here chasing. And I would be remiss if I didn't break down exactly how this was happening, right? As we got a couple of people in the green room, we'll be with you in just a moment. So he is on with all that $1 million technology there at these NFL facilities, right? He wanted to get extra work done in private. So he was on Instagram. That's right, the gram, hitting people up directly in the DMs. Okay. And literally is telling these women like, yeah, I'm an NFL player. I just want some extra work done, especially my thighs, inner thighs and glutes area, because, I've got some real, issues. I do a lot of running and cutting and sprinting and jumping and all that stuff. Right. And so for them, they're thinking, oh, shoot, I am a licensed therapist. I'm out here on Instagram. This is an NFL player. Like, think about my business booming. Right. Think about my business booming. And then he shows up. He doesn't want to use their towels. He doesn't want to stay dressed. He wants to be completely naked. He wants to come to their place, right? He wants to, that towel's a little big, it's a little itchy. Do you have something smaller? Okay. So they do it. And he's always, they're very consistent about this story. So either their coach, I'm sure people are going to think that, or this happened. This man has a real issue. So as we're gonna go ladies first.
So even if they consistent about the story though, like I'm cool with you being consistent about the story. When did everybody come forward? What dates did everybody come forward? Did they come forward on the same date? Like,
no. But you wouldn't if you were planning it. You wouldn't. But if this was actually happening, let's just assume that these women are telling the truth, right? If this is actually happening this way, man, I want to say something, but he could ruin my entire business. My livelihood could be ruined. If I come out against Houston, these are local women in Houston, and this is a great quarterback in Houston.
So,
and the
NFL has already shown because of all of these fears, but come on,
possibly, man. I don't know. This is what I'm saying. These are local women in Houston. He himself is direct messaging these women who are licensed masseuses.
But y'all, everybody waits until I get into an argument with my team. And then everybody.
No. That's a separate issue. That's him versus NFL. That's two different things. And that's what I'm trying to talk about here. Like, nothing is black and white, right? The NFL, as I said, they're better equipped than the government, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, son. They make billions.
Both of them niggas lie, though.
They both lie. Lying. So, okay, that cancels each other out, Rich.
Like,
what I'm saying is,
one of them just deserves your trust and shit.
What I'm saying is, if they wanted to find the truth, they are equipped better than our government to find the truth.
Yeah, they know. And they said they have no information to say he did anything. And if that's what they saying, what the fuck is what else is we talking about? Pay that man and let him go shopping, spend that money. That's what I want to see you do. Yeah, get on the gram, show it to me.
But that's fine. But here's what I'm saying, Rich. If they want to find the truth, they could. And it seems like they found the truth, but because they have a superstar quarterback, this is what the NFL is telling women and black people and everybody else. We don't frapping care. They are a $1 billion entity. Okay, $1 billion entity.
They got it.
They got it. They got it.
They got it.
They have focus groups. You understand what a focus group is? I'm gonna sit 30 people at a time down. I'm gonna say, okay, we have Tyreek Hill here. He abused his fiance at the time.
They hit
right?
it from all
But
angles.
he's also really fast quarterback. What do you guys think about that? Ooh, you shouldn't hit women. Yeah. But would you let him play? Well, I mean, I guess. Did he show remorse? Yeah, he said he'll never do it again. Yeah, okay. And they say, bet, let's go, run it. And then you get Tyreek Hill. And then years later, he has another charge against, I guess, I don't know if it's his child, but a child. I guess it's a broken wrist or something. And there's audio of it, him saying, yeah, you should be scared of me. Whoa. But, I'm going to work hard here at Kansas City, Missouri. And, I'm really sorry about that. I shouldn't have done it, blah, blah, blah. Keep working with me. I'm going to bring us championships. I'm going to bring money to these causes. And then the NFL throws it out there to the focus group. And they say, okay, what do you guys think about this? And they go, man, you can't hurt a kid. Okay, but can he play? Yeah. Okay, run it. Now he's a champion going to Miami, and all this stuff is being unearthed again. I want people to understand what the NFL is, and I want people to understand I'm still going to watch. Why? Because I'm frapping addicted. Just like we all are to our frapping. Just like people are addicted.
Pay to play.
That's right. Just like people are addicted to this iPhone. Like frapping China are doing some crazy things out there. They are wild. They are wild. Like, okay, let's boycott China. Cool. What does that mean? Okay, gift up that laptop, that new smart TV. Oh, we got to get this frapping iPhone out of here. A lot of your headphones. You like them earbuds? Yeah, let's get rid of that. Matter of fact, they also make your Nikes. Oh, well, China's wrong. How about I send a really strong tweet on my iPhone that was made by child labor? What the crap is that?
I can't wait to hear what he got to say.
Oh my goodness. Let's just, what? Let me step aside. I need to hear this guy. Miss Phil, y'all. We're gonna start with you, and we're gonna work our way to Mr. Tanner. Ladies first, man. I think they deserve it.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Oh, welcome back. One of our favorite guests, man. How are you?
Seen you in a few weeks.
It's been a while, but I've been doing great. How are y'all?
We're doing all right. We're doing all right. Glad to
appreciate all
see
the
you.
love, man. We appreciate all the love.
Well, if we're gonna go there, what about what Disney's doing? Their high executives was busted for the pedophile ring that was going on. That was in the news.
No, I
Is
didn't
everybody gonna
see
walk
that.
away from-
Research
You
that.
got to enlighten me now. Enlighten me now.
Wait,
So
first
are
of
you
all,
gonna-
first of all, hold on, Miss Phil, y'all, because we just did a whole segment.
Right. We got to fact check them. But
he had videos and everything.
But let us know what to look for. Let's just throw allegedly out.
Hold on. I want to make very clear to our audience, Miss Phil, y'all, and everybody under the sound of my voice. This lady had all the facts. She had video. She had everything. And it turns out that these facts that she got was from a contest to see who can make the most, what they call it, the most believable fake video. So I want to be very clear that we are checking our source. It takes 2 extra Google searches, right? Is this real? Right? Mm-hmm. So please proceed.
Yeah. We're going to proceed with a legend.
But it was, because there's I listened to Aaron the Addisons, and that was on there. And I also saw it on my news feed where a top executive was arrested under, that was high in Disney. So, are we going to quit watching Disney? So I'm just, there's a lot.
Stop listening to fucking R. Kelly. I know that. I don't know.
Well,
did you see streaming numbers for the R. Kelly's and Michael Jackson's? See, we got to be careful.
They just said they stopped.
Hang on.
They're still jamming 12 play.
Hang on. So, yes, there are 2 different things. Somebody is saying, yeah, man, I counseled R. Kelly in my house. That government never step in the name of love. Step in the name. Okay. But don't nobody know it. I'm just streaming it to myself. But those numbers get released every year. So I encourage people to check that out themselves. Yeah, Miss Phil, y'all, go ahead. That was horrible singing.
But we have to do our research. And you know, you talked about China. Everything that we have is made in China. And so boycotting that, it's hard to do. You know,
Can't do
I'm
that.
not a football fan. I was in college, and then, you know, college got political along with NFL got political. And then I know you were talking about the guy that you said was
It's
supposedly supposed to do something. But
he
we
was
had a
accused of doing something appropriate or saying something appropriate, whatever. There was 22 some odd women, you know, but they said they didn't have enough evidence to say he did it. Then the team comes along, gives him $300 million. You think he deserves that money, or you think that was a problem to give him that money?
I'm ignorant to what you're talking about. And, you know, ignorant just means without knowledge. I don't know what you're talking about. I do know that at UNA, which is the University of North Alabama, we had a girl that liked this football player, and she lied about being raped by him, and they took him off the team, kicked him out of the school and on off the team just by her saying he did this to me. And there was no proof. And then she came out and said, "Oh, I lied. It wasn't true." And she didn't go to jail, and he never got reinstated, and he never got any of the scholarships. So, I mean, I'm not saying 22 women lied. I'm just saying, what do we really know?
But first, I want to. That's the point. But I want you to keep that same energy for those 22 women. What do we know? Here's what we know. This is what the grand jury saw. I don't know why they decided how they decided. Right? I don't know those details. But what we do know is that more than 22 women. These are just the 22 women who came forward and put their name to this. There is evidence of him DMing them. There is evidence of a massage. They all agreed. He agreed that he was there and it was all professional. And at one point it flipped from it went from that to him kind of painting them as like, you know, this is a service. You know, I asked and they said it was cool. So we went with it and I paid them. So that's another layer that was added. So it's so convoluted, Miss Phil, y'all, that I don't even want to talk about it, really. Honestly, I hate doing these type of things because we don't know. And I understand, especially me and Rich, as men and as black men, just the accusation is enough for you to be done.
Right.
Done. So I want to focus on the NFL, who is taking the task of being the moral fiber of our country. Right? The moral fiber of our country. That we're going to get to the bottom of everything. Roger Goodell works for the owners. He is their meat shield. He is out. He's their front man, basically. The only other owner that you really hear from is Jerry Jones because he's an classic narcissist, right? That's it. You know, what does the Browns owner really look and sound like? Do we know? What about Seattle Seahawks, right? What about the Jaguars? No. It's basically Roger Goodell, who represents all the owners.
Yeah, because the rest of them niggas know to be quiet. That's why. Yeah, they know. That's what the owner does. He stay in the back and be quiet. If he wants somebody to hear something, he sends somebody else out to talk for him. The rest of them people just stupid. That's why you hear from them so goddamn much.
But here's what I'm saying, Rich, Miss Phil, y'all, and everybody who's listening, that we have to keep that same energy for the women as well, right? We can talk extremes all the time. Like this guy, Bill Cosby and Weinstein and rapping, who's my guy? I love this show. I still love the show, okay? House of Cards, Kevin Spacey. They were guilty of some very, very heinous crimes. So if you want to talk extremes, we can look at people who are literally punched, held down, and brutally raped. And we can look at the other side where, yeah, some women do lie. But I'm not here to do that. I'm here to look at the middle where most cases lie, and I want to stick to the NFL itself. Why do you think they gave him all this money?
And I feel you on that. If we sticking to the middle and to the cases, then we had to go to the court and to the judgment. And the goddamn judge said, I don't know if he... So if that's what the judge says, then I'm inclined to believe what the fuck the judge says, I guess.
Well, but then on this Me Too movement, I mean, how do we... I feel like it was an assault on men.
No. It was an overcorrection. I want to correct that. It's an overcorrection. There have been there's a whole show. There are documentaries. There's all kinds of information out there about how women were treated in workplaces, in places where they were engaged with men of power,
But
right? But no, I'm saying,
we
but
have
you
the
got
upper
clear.
hand because
Hang on,
if
Miss Phil, y'all.
you
Hang on. You have people like Cleopatra who like uses her femininity to climb to the top, same as Elizabeth and the Boleyn girls, whatever, right? So it's kind of a sticky playing ground. Me Too was just an overcorrection to a very real problem. And you got to be
Yeah,
careful
yeah.
in talking
I
about
think
that.
she said, yeah, but she's a female. She said, fuck she wants to say. I think she's saying it sounded like
Yeah,
it
and
was a
I'm just inclined
bandwagon
to make
issue,
sure
is what I
we're
think
very
But
she's saying.
no,
specific.
okay, there was a teacher that was having a relationship with a 17-year-old boy, and she got 90 days in
Damn.
jail and then probation. 90 days in jail and probation here locally where I live.
Oh yeah, she gonna do it again.
So tell me what the difference is between this woman and a man. If it was a man, everybody would go sideways. Oh my God, that's a 17-year-old girl. Oh my God. But because it was a
And
boy.
now I hate to pull this on the other side of the card too, but I must know, was it black or white? I must know.
I
That
don't
don't
know
frapping
if I
matter.
don't know how
It
I don't
does.
know what
It
color the
does
skin of the
frapping
boy
matter. It's
was. I
court.
know the teacher was white. I don't know what the color of the boy was. But I'm just saying I don't think there should be a difference.
But
I
that's what
mean,
we're
I
saying.
don't.
But
I
no, that's
just there should not be a difference. I mean, if you're going to stand out here and tell me that you deserve the same pay as the guys do, then you should be treated in the same manner
no.
because you
That
are.
hang on, Miss Phil, y'all. Let me interrupt you. I do apologize. I'm a Southern young man. My mother would be. She's somewhere turning, right. She's not dead. She's like on the couch somewhere. What is he doing? We're just pressed for time here.
Just switching pillows on the couch.
Right, switching pillows.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm saying, Miss Phil, y'all. Here's what I'm saying. Corrections. Oh man, we gotta be careful of these overcorrections, right? Like the same. If you look at, I'm trying to think of a good example here, but if you look at, I had one too. If you look at somebody, okay, let's just say promiscuity, right? How long have women talked about like men being dogs and they're out here with multiple partners and doing whatever they want to, right? And now women are saying, oh, we can, that's horrible. Y'all are dolls. Why aren't y'all all the stuff, right? All the things. But then it turns into, well, I can do the same thing and you can't kink shame me. You can't talk about me being in the throuple. Like I can do whatever I want to. It's like, that's not, I don't, me, myself, I'm saying, I don't believe that's right. I believe you were right in calling out our dog behavior. And then you should have, when you got whatever little power you did, treat it more carefully. But instead, we're seeing that overcorrection, right? Just like with the Me Too thing, there are people who are actually abused, and no one was listening to them. Then the Me Too happened, and then all of a sudden it went from that Harvey Weinstein to Aziz Ansari, who had consensual sex. Next day, the girl felt bad about it and went to Twitter about it, and he lost that millions in these Netflix deals. He couldn't tour as a comedian, which means his livelihood was taken. So I understand.
In other words, don't throw it in the motherfucker face.
Right. And
thank you so much. I mean, look what they did to the boxer. What is his name? The big boxer of the time.
Bring B up. I want to hear him too.
What is his name? He's got the tattoos on his face.
Tyson?
Tyson. Look what they did to Tyson. The girl goes to his room in the middle of the night.
Tyson, Tupac.
I mean, and then he did that. But what are you doing going to his room?
No. So in other words, this shit is copy and paste. We've seen this shit before.
Right. So I'm just saying, come on.
Yeah, but you're looking at the micro. Kobe, look, Brian Tanner's talking about Kobe, Tyson, like all of that's true. But y'all are missing the picture here. Thank you for joining us, Miss Phil, y'all. Stay in the back room. I want to talk to you after this. Well, yeah, so I feel like y'all are missing my point here. Because again, if you make $4 million or less, we're all in the same boat. But this is what they do as corporations. This is what they do. Victim blaming, as Michael, Manny Luna writes in. That's absolutely right. It's a tactic. Why? To keep Glennis Phil, y'all, from recycling these, old examples, along with Mr. Rich saying, yeah, along with Tanner back there in the comments saying, absolutely right. It does matter, black or white. And I'm saying it doesn't. It doesn't. If you make $4 million in this country or less, we are the same people to the corporations who actually are running things. And here's how. Here's how you get poor people on the same page and at each other's throats. You do this sort of thing, right? You keep everybody bickering about these little details. When I want to talk about the billion-dollar corporation who looked women dead in the face and said, frap you, who looked black people dead in the face and said, frap you. When back in the day, when they wouldn't allow black players, they looked white folks dead in the face and said, frap you, because they only care about the dollar. And I'm talking about voting and getting voting blocks together and understanding how to squeeze these corporations to really take the power back from these people, these entities. And we are sitting here talking about that gum Mike Tyson. And what about the girls who lie? Yes, women lie.
So do we call Target and tell them, fuck you? What do we do?
Oh,
what do we do?
Man.
How do we handle
now we
this
talk
situation?
about ideas. That's what I'm talking about. Because
Call
I want you all
Home Depot, tell them kiss my ass.
Hey, that's right. Start our own Home Depot.
Okay, start our own Home Depot.
Start our own Home Depot and get everybody to invest in that instead of them, and show them like, hey, man.
Call Master P. That's the nigga that started.
Thank you. Now we're talking. Now we're on to something. Because I don't want to
hit his inbox then.
Hey, I don't want to play on the edges. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to play on the edges. I don't want to talk about the women who lie. Yes, that's true. I don't want to talk about the men who brutally rape. I don't want to talk about the women who take advantage of frapping high school students every frapping year. And those
we're gonna talk about the problem. Then we're gonna talk about these motherfuckers pimping and running the problem behind the scenes. That's the big boys.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the real enemy. If you make I want you. Hold on, Rich. Let me look this camera again. Hey, if you make $4 million or less in this country, we're on the same team. No matter what they tell you. As we welcome No Cap podcaster, that gum Brian Tanner.
Yo, what's going on?
Get me off my soapbox, bro.
Bro, you both of y'all on it, and even Miss Phil, y'all was on it, man. Y'all are all on it. But like I said before in the comments, at the end of the day, it's all about money and how much money can you get out of the situation. Like I said in the comment section, he got $251 million. Right now, they don't have evidence on this guy, but they're losing season ticket holders and money and fans at a rapid rate right now because of this.
That makes sense.
Because for one, he's black. Hate to say it like that, but it's the truth. He's black. So if he does not perform, he gets hurt. He does not deliver a Super Bowl for this team, he's out of there. And regardless of whether or not he's proven innocent or proven guilty, if he does not deliver on this gigantic contract that they just gave him, he is gone.
Just taking that $200 million with him, though, Jack.
He can they'll give it to him because right now with them giving away and Beckham Jr. trying to get the other quarterback Baker Mayfield out of there, they're putting all their chips in on him.
You're right. You're right about that. What I want to know though is, do you think there was some funny shit in the game, being that the number was that damn high out of nowhere? Like,
I don't think it was with the number, but hold on one sec. I'm gonna backtrack, which I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It was a problem with, like you said before, with him, with the organization in Houston. He wanted out. They wanted him to play. He sat out. Now you have to delve, like Zilla was saying, you have to delve into it. These massages that he was getting, was he going to a city-owned establishment, or were these massages paid for by the organization and they're their own private massage thing? And since he was already in a, what do you want to call it, some fuckery with the organization,
mm-hmm.
Hey, this is a reason. This is one way to sit his ass out and not pay him. or this is one
That's
way
what
to
it
ship
sounds
his
like
ass
to
on
me.
out of there.
For
We
the
can
If
get
it
these.
ain't,
We can
that's
get
what
all
I'm
these
gonna tell
women.
everybody.
We can get all these women at this establishment to say, "Hey, he did something to them." Because I'm sorry, I've had 2 massages in my entire lifetime. You rubbing on my areas. I don't give a fuck if my wife here. Nigga, you're not supposed to be touching that. And of course, he got a mind of his own. He gonna stand right up. That's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, but
He's
it's
been doing that
beyond
since
that,
I was
bro.
6.
But look,
That common sense ain't common, but that's pretty
it's
fucking
beyond
common.
that. Like he pitching tense, he's moving to where like they're rubbing his legs. He moves back so they touch, allegedly, so they touch his anus. Right? He flips over, he fully hard, and he's just
I'm gonna keep it a
What's
buck
going
with
on,
you. If
man?
I gotta keep it a buck with you, I gotta be honest. You touching my inner thigh, it's a wrap for you, son. It's a wrap. You ain't supposed to be down there.
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. He gonna move on his own.
bro. Y'all are
9 out of
ridiculous.
10, brother.
Y'all both being ridiculous. We are all three on this. We were all three once athletes.
Somebody lie to me then.
Massage. I've had a massage and people were there and I didn't rap and get excited. But if I had, I probably would have just stayed belly down. But that's me. Okay. And allegedly, allegedly, what they're saying is what they're saying. We don't know. Criminally, they said one thing. Civilly, we'll see. Okay. But that's not what I'm talking about. I want to stay focused on the NFL, who is looking at us as you're talking about this contract, which let me give you the details on the contract. Okay. He signed a 5-year, $230 million contract, but that also includes signing bonus of $44.965 million. You know what I'm saying? With 204 out of that is guaranteed.
And he deserved it.
So I think, well, on the field, but they definitely overpaid this dude. Like they couldn't bring themselves to pay him more than Patrick Mahomes. But come on, bro.
There's no such thing as overpaying us.
No, there's not. Because so here's what I'm saying with that. And appreciate it, Mr. Tanner. Hang back in the back room.
Pay me more.
We about to steal what you were saying there, man. Because you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate for. That's what I want to say. That's what I tell my daughters. Like I got there from I don't know, who was it? A sports show or something. So basically, in this world, you do not get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate for.
It's true.
Case in point, the daggum women's national team, USA Soccer, or they negotiate for a deal that's different than the men's themselves. They realize their mistake and say, oh, shoot, we need to reject this. And when the courts were like, no, man, this is a fair deal. Frap and take it. You're the ones that signed it. What they got to do with me, right? And then that turned into all of a sudden piggybacking off of this overcorrection of Me Too. Men are getting paid more unfairly. Look at this. Even though the court documents show clearly that
somebody
that's
over
not
there
true.
just got a big ass contract.
They all did. They got a settlement for $24 million. Do you know?
No. Somebody specifically, somebody's daughter. I can't remember. My brother just told me. I forgot who he said, but somebody just got a big ass contract individually.
Right. But so here's what I'm saying about them, though.
Dennis Rodman's daughter.
Oh, I don't know about that. But what I'm saying about U.S.
I'm
women,
saying, you brought it up.
No. I'm talking about something else, Rich. I'm talking about the U.S. soccer team saying because they got themselves in a bad contract, right? Because they wanted better compensation than the men. Did you know that U.S. men, they only get paid for the games that they play? So during the pandemic, they got $0. But the contract that the women negotiated for, the women's U.S. team, they got basically base salaries. That works, except bonuses and all of these endorsements and deals and things like that, right? But on average, the women's team was getting paid more. But they threw out Me Too, and they went on these shows. I'm on Ellen, I'm all over the place, Sports Center, everywhere. Even though public record shows that the women were already getting paid more than the men. So then they settled with the women and paid them an additional $24 million as an organization. Like, this is what I'm talking about. They didn't deserve that. Like, you can't say, hey, I'm getting paid less when you're getting paid more, right? But I want my daughters and my sons to understand, look, you don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate for. So we need to understand why the NFL felt, the same NFL that benched Roethlisberger and took money out of his pocket. Deshaun Watson has not lost 1 cent. He didn't get to play, sure enough, but that was the organization. The NFL itself, they did not sit him. The NFL itself did not take a dime. They had the players exempt list that they could have utilized, and they didn't because they're waiting on the criminal charges. So the NFL, as far as innocent to proven guilty, did their job. You see what I'm saying? So while we're talking about black and white, and they didn't talk about Ben Roethlisberger, they hit him up for money. They have not done that for Watson, and then they made him the second highest paid quarterback, which means player in NFL history. So this is what I'm talking about. We're talking about squeezing the corporations. What do? Well, we all decide, hey, man, your first preseason game, none of us are going to watch. It's possible. Will it happen? No. Because innocent until proven guilty. And what about if those women lied? I want my football. We do the same thing with I want my kids to shut the frap up and watch Disney Plus. So I'm going to look the other way on this frapping Disney executive, Xavier Jackson, who is, caught dead to rights texting a 14-year-old explicit, text messages over there at Disney. Dadgum Disney. And what else Disney owns? They own frapping ESPN. They own ABC. People are gonna still watch Jimmy Kimmel talk about that Disney exec, even though Disney owns that frapping channel. This is what we're against. And if you make $4 million or less in this country, we're on the same team. And nothing's gonna change until we start really squeezing these people. We know the answer, Rich, but it's just too hard and inconvenient.
So that's why he could say grab her by the pussy and nobody said anything.
And literally gets the most votes in U.S. history, second only to this dadgum mummy we got in the White House.
Bill got money. They sent that nigga to jail.
And he's out. He knew. His team knew that
they
deal
put
was in
30
place.
years on Bill. Bill aged 30 fucking years in that cell, man.
Did he spend 30 years? Or did he get out in a couple?
They fucked OJ up too, man. He went to jail. He was normal when he went to jail. He was fucked up when he got out.
R. Kelly
still
on
iTunes.
Bro, man. Bill Cosby, the Cosby Show, still on. Why? Because they make these corporations money. Bill Cosby would never be allowed at a dadgum award show. They kept Kanye West out of the Grammys. But did they stop making money off of him? No. Are Yeezys still available? Yes. Like, come on. He did all that hooping and hollering with his wife, his now ex-wife maritally. I don't know what the crap that means. But guess what? He does all that.
Kanye came on TV Live and said George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Right. So you can't have him in a live show ever. Look, we don't have to talk about that. But I want to attack systems, man. Urban academia wants to attack systems. I don't want to have these petty conversations about, well, over here, this person does that, right? Over here, this person, like, no. I don't want to hear about somebody who smokes weed and jumps off a building, right? And over here, somebody smokes weed and beats frapping cancer. What I want to talk about is why paper companies that gum, along with tobacco companies, along with frapping alcohol, the liquor companies, all these people got together to come up with a program that says dare to keep kids off drugs that disproportionately jail black people. We make up 25% in this country, 25%, but 90+% in jails. And in America, we have the most jailed citizens than any other countries. You understand what I'm saying to you? We are fighting the wrong fights. Get me off my soapbox, man.
I mean, you're just gonna have to get the fuck off of it, because I mean, you saying that, man. What are we really talking about? You know, the prison systems being all black and this. You said to me you said a minute ago, black, white, none of that shit made no difference. And now you're telling me who locked up in this goddamn jail. It sounds like it matters.
In that regards, yes. But you know who's there along with us? You know who's there along with us? Poor people from Alabama. Poor whites from Alabama in Appalachia, right? Our Mexican brethren. He said it's a few, right? It's disproportionate.
You ever been?
I've never been, but here's what I'm saying.
You got to go in there and motherfucking look around. It's definitely more.
So we got to ask ourselves, what are they doing differently? And that's a whole nother show, my man. But we need to start really looking at these systems. We need to get back on brand with, I hate to say this, man, but Black Panthers. And I ain't talking about the frapping, rest in peace, rest in power, Chadwick Boseman. I'm talking about the political party Black Panthers, who literally, before they started adding poor Mexicans, poor white people, and all these people together, that's when all of a sudden rapping. I'm pretty sure it's Hoover, or what's his name? No. I'm messing it up. But the FBI deems them as a bigger threat than dadgum the USSR. Like you're saying that these poor black, brown, and white people over here are worse than one of our biggest enemies. Our whole country, Rich. That's what I mean by it doesn't matter, because we need to bring things like that back. And we have to do that through hard conversations. And we have to have these hard conversations along with facts. We got to figure out why. Why is it that a certain amount of people can say what they want and it gets done?
Yep.
That's it.
And keep in mind, we have hard conversations, because that's the only way to get somewhere. No pain, no gain.
That's all right. So I don't know what we're doing, because those numbers do show that everybody's talking a big game. Mr. Tanner said it, they're losing ticket sales and all that. But what happens when the diehard fans see that those rapping seats are that available? Right? They're gonna fly off the shelves. This is what the NFL is betting on. And they're betting on this, right? Because of what they've seen in the past. We've seen marks left on kids. We've seen somebody throw people through a TV. And I'm not talking about the one where he got hemmed up because he was washed in the league, right? There's all kinds of stuff. Tyreek Hill just got signed as the, I think, highest or second highest paid wide receiver. And he's got 2 charges that he apologized for. So this is not even like, oh, did he or didn't he? Like, he's saying, look, I'm sorry, that's not really me. And they made him rich. Why? Because he's still really, really fast. He's a draw. Why? Because they know that people are still going to tune in. They're still going to watch these daggum commercials. They're going to buy the hats. They're going to buy the seats. They're going to buy their little kids a frapping jersey. That's what I'm saying. So there's power in people. And we look at it as, oh, it's all about money. No. These people are mining us for the money that allows them to spend a third. If you make $1 billion and spend a third, that's $333+ million just to study you, me, Phil, y'all, Tanner. Think about that. Most billion-dollar entities spend a third of their budget on research and development. How do we get these people to come back for more? No matter the frap what. No matter the frap what. Thank you, Mr. Becker. Hoover. Check the book. Seize the Time by Bobby Seale. Thank you for that. Yeah, man. So anyway, I'm off my soapbox. We've been talking too long. I'm hungry. It's Rich. Ready. Final word. Here we go. Thank you all so much for watching.
Amen. Thank y'all for tuning in again tonight. We appreciate it talking to y'all. We're going to do this again next week. You know what I mean? Once again, we're going to have another tough conversation. Don't take them personal. Just join in, you know what I mean, and share your opinion. And hopefully by the end of the night, we'll all have come to a better place. You know what I mean? But once again, we love y'all like we hope y'all love us. And we'll holler at y'all next time, man.
For you.